Today marks Remembrance Day, the moment World War I officially ended at 11 a.m. on the 11th day of the 11th month in 1918. And shortly, we will be inviting you to join us in a national 2-minute silence.
Well, to help us commemorate and remember the importance of Armistice Day, we're joined by Bill Champion, who at the grand age of 98 is one of the Royal British Legion's most dedicated poppy sellers, alongside Gulf War veteran John Nichol. Welcome, both of you.
Welcome, both
Lovely
of you.
to see you, Bill. Thank you very much indeed for coming in today. So how long have you been selling poppies?
25 years. This is my 25th year.
Always in the same place?
Yes, all in Tooting Broadway, yes, that's right, yes.
Well, this year, for you, you really are dedicated to this because you've got a bit of an injury, haven't you?
That's right, yes.
What happened to you?
I fractured my leg and, of course, I had a big boot and it was a bit difficult walking, you know.
Yeah, but it didn't stop you.
It didn't stop me,
Because this is so important to you, isn't it?
It is very important to me, the poppies.
Yeah.
Why do you think, why is it so important to you, Bill?
It is because I like to say thank you to the service personnel who've suffered so many different ways during their service and that. I like to know that in my small way I'm helping them out, you know.
You also you lay a wreath, don't you, for your
I do, yes. I lay a wreath every year at the Mitcham War Memorial in remembrance of my brothers and my comrades that I lost during the Burma campaign.
Yeah. And you say during any war, any service person, you live with those scars. Those memories never, ever go away.
You never forget.
Yeah.
You never forget the war. It stays with you all your life, what you went through.
Where did you serve, Bill?
I served in Burma with the 14th Army. I was in the 2nd Infantry Division. My real regiment was the Royal Army Service Corps. I was a driver DR in the ammunition section, but as we lost heavily at Kohima, all us younger lads were put into different infantry regiments. We had to fill the gap up, and I wound up in the Durham Light Infantry. And my friend, he wound up in the Camerons.
Right.
Yesterday, when you were at Mitcham, at the War Memorial there, you said that there was so many people, so many different people, from men of your age, women of your age, to little ones, to young ones,
That's
all
right,
paying
yes,
their
yes.
respect.
Oh, there was a huge crowd there, yes, you know.
And it is important for those young ones
yes,
to grow
up. It was, yes, for those to remember what we went through, you know. When I'm poppying, I often get the younger ones come up to me and say thank you for what you've done for us, you know, and it makes me feel very proud, you know, to know that they think of me.
Yeah,
Well,
we do.
You know.
And John, for you, your story, a very famous story. Well, we all lived your story, not obviously as much as you did, but a brutal story.
Yeah.
Joined the RAF, a distinguished career, shot down over Iraq, and then held prisoner.
Yeah.
For you, how important is the day?
It's incredibly important. It started off, obviously, Remembrance started off about World War I and then moved into World War II. For me, it is about everyone involved in every conflict. And so Bill said he likes to thank the people who served. Well, of course, Bill is neglected. He was there. He was part of that. He was in Kohima. You'll remember the famous quote that's on the memorial in Kohima: "When you go home, tell them of us.
Yes.
For your tomorrows, we gave our todays." That was Bill and his friends. They are as important today as they were years ago, as were the men and women I served alongside with in the First Gulf War, in the Falklands, in Bosnia. And, of course, we've seen so many veterans from the wars in Iraq and in Afghanistan over the last few years. It is more important now than it ever has been.
And why is that, do you think?
So many people need our help. You know, the British Legion that Bill is supporting so closely, they've got their current campaign is about getting people to have a 2-minute pause, as we have our 2-minute pause, from their mobile devices. And I think that's it brings it home to young people, the sacrifice that Bill and his colleagues made, the sacrifice that is being continued to be made by our men and women today. I was at the Cenotaph yesterday, and I was with the RAF Prisoner of War Association. We had 10,000 World War II prisoners of war. Yeah. Yesterday was the first time none of our veterans were with us.
Oh, my goodness. John, how do you feel as you mark that silence?
Emotional, sorrow for my friends. I lost many friends in the military. And a huge sense of respect, because it's not really about the conflict, it's about the service. So it's the service of the living and the dead. Those like Bill, who went before us, those who are no longer with us from World War I, my colleagues and friends that I lost in the Falklands and in the Gulf and in Bosnia. They all did their bit, men and women.
Yeah.
They did their bit, and that's what we're remembering.
And I'd like to ask you that question as well.
Yes.
That 2 minute of silence for
Yeah.
you. What do you think about?
I think about my brother, the happy times we used to have when we were younger, and also with my friends that never made it back home. You often think of them and you wonder, you know, what happened to them and how many you lost, you know. Because we were on the move all the time, we never knew how our casualties were, you know. I know that on the way when I left Rangoon, I stood on the back of the boat and someone said to us, "How long have we been out there, Bill?" I said, 3.5 years. They said, "I wonder how many of us is left." There was just 4 of us
Gosh.
on the back. So we
that
don't
is
know what happened to the rest of us. I never have met any of them. I've been to many church parades all over the place during my time in the Legion and that, and I've never met any of my old comrades at all. So our casualty list must have been very high.
Yeah.
And Bill was saying earlier on, you never forget. It has an effect. It's still, what happened to you still has an effect on you.
It does, yeah. Emotional, certainly an emotional effect. And, you know, we in the military, especially men, are terrible at admitting our emotions and how we're affected. But, you know, it does affect you. Even simple things like the weekend at a fireworks party, I'm jumping when fireworks go
Really?
off. The 29 years after the event, the explosions still affect me. And it's, you know, it's because of the charities like the British Legion, like Combat Stress, that's why we need the poppy appeal, that's why we need the money. They're helping veterans who need our help.
Well, we
thank you
remember
both.
today and we say thank you
very much
today,
indeed.
always.
And a very
Thank
happy
you.
99th birthday
Yes.
in March.
Yes,
Thank you
happy
very
birthday.
much.
Thank you both.